Ronny, what a pleasure to have you with us today. Your speech was amazing. It was very rich, very fruitful, but I also know that you were here last year. How does it feel to be back to the same conference 12 months later, but with so much of change in the field of cybersecurity?
Yeah, it's a little bit to like come back home. So every time a pleasure to be here. And absolutely, I mean, the last year, it has changing so rapidly, especially in regards to all these artificial intelligence, machine learning, all of these stuff. So great presentation before. I mean, we have a couple of new things what we can show in regards to that area. So absolutely amazing.
Let's start with the topic of today's conference. So it's about cybersecurity, but more from reactive to proactive, intelligent threat detection. But with all this that is happening, it's not only a change in strategy, but it's also a change in the mentality of most of the organizations. Now organizations need to look at it not cybersecurity, not as just a cost, but more as an indispensable requirement. I mean, it's almost dangerous to not have cybersecurity measures in any organization.
Would you agree with me? I fully agree with that. I mean, if we think about that in former times, more or less, cybersecurity was seen as an insurance to make sure that something will not happen, or at least I have some kind of a security in place. If we see it right now at enterprises, they are proactively taking a look how security can proactively support their business. How to make sure also to use security as a driver to make, at the end, more money out of it, right? Absolutely, predictive security is, I think, we will see that in the next couple of years, absolutely.
How do you think the whole idea of spreading awareness on the need of cybersecurity within organizations is today? Do you think the corporate world and different organizations in different fields are well aware and know the importance of having cybersecurity measures, or are we still lagging on that, and we'll get to that at some point in the future?
I think there's a lot of potential still there. I mean, we are not there yet that everybody is aware of cybersecurity. I think especially who are more or less in the business, so not in the IT itself, they see quite often still security as something what harm them from being productive, right? So I think these awareness that cybersecurity can help them to provide better applications, better services towards their customer. There is a lot of education and awareness needed still.
Ronny, you're the only one today that specifically is speaking about DDI, which is a data documentation and initiative. What role does that have today in the infrastructure of the cybersecurity space?
So the DDI area is quite old already. So it's not the most fancy topic in the world. And also we as a company,
it's very necessary.
Yeah. As well, we as a company, more or less, we lived on. Yeah, it's necessary for companies, right? But nowadays, companies take a look. Okay, it's a given. It needs to be there. But what can I do more with it, right? That we see quite in enterprises. They request us how I can integrate more, how I can automate all of that stuff, how I can adjust it with my cybersecurity strategy and initiatives.
How can DDI today, with the developments that are taking place now, the most updated ones, help at improvising risk modeling and pricing accuracy, specifically for fields in insurance, financial organizations?
So I say every time if I'm in a discussion with customers, you already have the crown jewels there, because these DDIs, so all of their stuff is there in the company. So the crown jewels are there. It's only that you need to take this data, analyze them correctly, and make your conclusion out of it. So DDI platforms today can already do that, but do customers leverage what they already have? in the right manner. And that is again back to the assessment, to the awareness that there is already everything there. They just need to take it and put it to the next level. These kind of data.
Hopefully, we'll have you next year, just like we had you last year. What anticipations and changes, developments do you wish to see in the coming 12 months?
I wish that we see a little bit in the cybersecurity area that everybody is coming more together, more united, and that not everybody is doing his own stuff, right? That all of the sponsors on here more or less work a little bit more together to really then help the customer and use these kind of potential what customers already have.
Join hands against the threat. And I think this is the main objective behind conferences such as today's. Thank you so much, Ronny.
Thank you, it was a pleasure. Thank you.